देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us pray together. The TV is not on? Oh, this one is okay. Okay, one is okay then. Everybody can see this one? Okay. So let us now pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, Thou abidest in all, Thou art all, Thou assumest all forms, Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all, Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto Thee. May the world be peaceful, may the wicked become gentle, may all creatures think of mutual welfare, may their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in this selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Opening song led by Peter. It is about Mother Kali, Mother Durga.
Remover of obstacles. Radha Sarada Devi Namo Namah Sita Radha Sarada Devi Namo Namah Kali Durga Namo Namah Kali Durga Namo Namah.
Thank you, Peter. Bhum Shankham Chakra Gadeshu Chapa Paridhan Shulam Bhushundim Shirah Shankham Sandadhatim Karaistrinayanam Sarvanga Bhushavritam Yahantum Madhukaitavau Jalajabhu Tuštavasupte Harau Nilatmadjutimamsya Padadashakam Sive Mahakalikam. This is the time when people, especially in Bengal and all over India and wherever there are clusters of Indian population in United States and other parts of the world, they are celebrating the advent of the Divine Mother, Mother Durga. And during these days, many especially read every day this wonderful book. There are, of course, many who recite it every day, all 365 days a year. But especially during these days called Navaratra, 9 days and nights, this particular great book, it is called Durga Saptashati, or more popularly in Bengal, Chandi, 700 verses on Mother Durga. It is, therefore, we usually during this season discuss some part of this book. So this Sunday and next Sunday, this year we will be discussing the 4 beautiful hymns to Divine Mother in this book. So, as we had discussed in some previous years, that this book begins with how a person gets embroiled in the world by getting attached and caught, the bondage that comes due to mistaking the self with the non-self, getting mixed up in this world of different forms and getting caught in them by thinking of I and mine and getting attached. And thus people suffer here. And this is, the book begins with a story that there were 2 people, one king who, that Surat, his name, was kicked out of his kingdom. He lost to an enemy, and thus he ran away to a forest. And then another was a businessman who also was kind of banished from his family, as his sons were getting old enough to manage the business, they were on their own, so they didn't want the father to interfere in the business, so they got rid of the father, and so his name was Samadhi. That Samadhi here doesn't mean that those who go into deep meditation, they get that state of immense tranquility and realization of the truth or so forth. That is not what is meant by the word Samadhi here. This is the name of this gentleman, this businessman who was banished from his business, and he also had come to the same forest, and they met, and they got introduced to each other just by one asking question, who are you, what is your purpose, why are you here, and so forth. And so they exchanged their tale of woes, and the tale of woe, the main part both of them were mourning about was not their banishment from what they thought to be their abode. A problem they saw was that although these people did not behave well with them, the king thought that, look, all those my ministers, after I was defeated, and the defeat also was because they were not loyal to me. They shifted the loyalty to my foe who became thus powerful, and so I was defeated. That is one problem. But the bigger problem now, I have come away. But yet my mind goes to all those people whom I left to my kingdom, how this finance secretary, treasurer is now spending the money for the welfare of the people or not, or is just swallowing everything. How are the others, ministers, what they are doing? And how the new king is, I know he is a tyrant, and so the subjects that I loved so much and took care of their welfare, how they are faring in this new regiment. So his mind was going again and again, although the people there, they didn't care much for the king, but the mind was caught in it and was just thinking about it. That is what brings lot of trouble to human beings because of the attachment. The times have changed, mood, but one remains caught in the grip of those old associations, old contacts. We don't want to get over them. Things have changed, we see that, but yet we keep on dwelling on the old associations, and thus mind cannot get used to the new surroundings, and that is the attachment. It is like you are tied. If you say are sitting in a cart and the cart is moving, but then you are holding something on the ground. You don't want to give it up. So imagine how much pain you will be suffering. So similar becomes the case with human beings. Why this attachment? Why? How will it go? The businessman also was telling the same thing, that although my family, my wife and my kids, they have thrown me out. Yet my mind goes to them. Why? So they decided to talk to a sage living there in a hermitage. The name of the sage was Medhas. And the sage told them that the cause of this is the nations, Maya. The power of Lord. Because of that, everybody gets deluded into I and mine. You form relation called mine. Although actually nothing is ours, but because of this feeling mine, one gets caught in it. Let us remember it. I like to think it like that because it is very effective. Whenever we say something is mine, means it is my bondage. My means my bondage. Anything that we have an idea as mine, that becomes our bondage. So, this is how it has happened. He told that everybody has this understanding of I and mine, not just human beings, even the birds, the animals, they also therefore suffer with the idea of I and mine. And then, how to get over it? The sage tells, look, this is the goddess, the one who deludes the true nature, our divine nature. And thus, that goddess needs to be prayed for. She is identical with God, and yet in that phase, she clouds the understanding and creates there this sense of I and mine, because we become oblivious to our divine nature. That is how we get attached, attracted, and thus caught. So that has to be prayed. And he told this story, this book, this 700 verses on Divine Mother, belongs to a bigger book called Markandeya Purana. So this is, the Purana literature in India is very big. So this is the sage Markandeya is actually narrating all these things. So there comes this sub-narrative, as it were, and the sage tells that goddess that I was speaking about, that she is actually eternal. Nityaiva sa jaganmurti taya sarvamidam tatam. She actually is eternal, and the whole universe is pervaded by her. She is in everything, and yet nobody sees it. Its effect is seen, but it is not seen. So, because of which what happens? It is thus our understanding of our divinity. I am divine, I am infinite, I am all-pervading. This is the truth. Yet, one gets caught into, say, identifying with a little body, and thus other things that are connected to the body. All these things, they catch hold of me, as it were. So this is that, but there is the good aspect, the divine aspect, which is called in the such Puranas by the name Devas. They have desires, but they are having the a good sense, to follow virtues, to follow the right path. So to bring illumination to them, the goddess takes special forms. And the first special form he tells about that, long ago, when Vishnu kind of dozed a little bit, that bring let us bring to our mind that picture of Lord Vishnu, just reclining and managing the affairs of the whole universe without even moving a finger, and everything is going on very smoothly. Seeing that, he just lowered his guards, let us say. That happens, that is how they say that the COVID numbers are increasing, because as they were going down, things were going okay, and people lowered the guard. So Vishnu therefore kind of lowered the guard and fell into a kind of stupor. And immediately those two terrible demons came out, where they to show that they were also formed by the Lord Vishnu. It is said that the dirt in Vishnu's ears, we have the dirt padding in our ears. Actually, that is a protective thing for our ear drums. Yet people try to, remove it all, and that causes the loss of hearing. But it is by that these two demons came up. Vishnu Karna Malodbhutam, as this book says, they were born out of this the dirt in the ears of Vishnu, that ear wax. So that made them. They were the earwax statues, but very dynamic, and they wanted to swallow the whole universe, finish it. And they first saw this Brahma, the creator. So they first thought that let me finish this original fellow first. Let us get done with him so that the whole universe will be gone forever. So they rushed to kill him. Now, so Brahma therefore naturally got very scared now and started praying. This is one of those 4 very famous hymns, and this is called the praise, the hymn by Brahma to the Divine Mother. That this Divine Mother, now it is this Divine Mother is in the form of sleep in the eyes of Vishnu. So this is, the prayer here is very strange. The prayer to Divine Mother would be, "Oh Mother, come to me," and so forth. This prayer is of the different type. This prayer says, "Oh, you leave Vishnu," so that that Vishnu will now see the demons and will fight and defeat them. You leave Vishnu. We are actually asleep to our true divine nature, and therefore all these demons have captured us. All that we need to do is to wake up to our true nature. Hey, I am divine. I am not touched by time, space, or any such things. I am infinite. I have no birth, no death. I am all pervading. This is the truth. But we are oblivious of the truth because we are in stupor. We sleep, you see. In sleep, and especially if we are dreaming, in deep sleep we are just unaware of what's happening. In dream, an alternative reality gets constructed, that it is, and we see different things, sometimes very scary. Just this afternoon, I decided to take a nap, and then it is everyday routine. Sometimes on Sundays I have to skip it or reduce that. So I was lying down, and then I got into a stupor, and then I woke up because of a nightmare. And what was the nightmare? Oh, I am traveling somewhere and forgot to take my cell phone. So now what am I going to do? It is, if I forgot my life, that's okay, but forgetting cell phone is so bad, you see. So it is, and then I woke up and saw the phone is just by my side, I woke up to the reality that no, I didn't forget the cell phone and I am not traveling either. So it is, so we become oblivious of the reality. That is what the sleep does to us. And what is the reality? I am divine. I am all pervading. I am bliss itself. That is the reality. But being in sleep, we are oblivious of it. And thus we get caught into this phantom. I am so and so, and this is all mine. This is actually just an imaginary creation, and thus we suffer because being oblivious of the reality, we have these nightmares with open eyes, you see. So it is, so this prayer is that goddess in the form of sleep. That goddess takes the form of sleep in the eyes or on the mind of Lord. The Lord is in slumber, and the sleep therefore has overtaken. So Brahma, who is it is said that he is in the navel of the Lord, and by sitting there, he is governing the whole world on behalf of the Lord. He creates on behalf of the God. He is the minister as in charge of this creation. So he creates as directed by God, and God fell asleep because he saw that, everything is going on in order. This Brahma is doing everything fine. Now it's all going fine. And he fell in stupor. That is also while, driving a car. It is mentioned in these guidelines that if you are putting that cruise control, so it drives automatically. But then since you don't have to do anything, it is likely that you will fall asleep. So that is what happens, that he fell asleep, and this happened now. Now Brahma started praying, oh, save me. But who is going to save me? Lord, who can fight and defeat these two demons. Their name is Madhu and Kaitava. So it is, so they are now attacking me. So the Lord can defeat them. It is, they are allegorical names, that it is attraction and repulsion. Our awareness, madhu, is the sweet or the honey. The honey attracts us, and thus we get trapped. Then there is the repulsion, aversion, and that also traps our mind. These two demons, they are the problem. Akarshana, vikarshana, attraction, repulsion. So, these have to be defeated by Lord Hari. But for that he is to wake up first. So, what happened? Who put that Lord to sleep? Let that goddess of sleep leave him. That will make him wake up, and then he will do the job. Sleep has to leave. So, who put him to sleep? There is that famous story in a church. The sermon was going on, and then the minister saw that one young boy and his grandfather, they had come, and then the grandfather, during the sermon, just as it began, he fell asleep. That is what happens with sermons, you know. Swami starts talking, and then many are just waiting for Swami to start so that they can begin their sleep. So it is this gentleman fell asleep. That was okay, not too bad, you know. But then he started snoring. That was a problem. So this minister asked his little boy, "Hey, wake up your grandfather." And this boy said, "You wake him up. You are the one who made him sleep, you know. So it is, you have to wake him up, not me. I am not going there. You have created the problem, your problem, you solve it." So it is like that, the Vishnu's sleep, Lord's sleep was because of this sleeping, the goddess of sleep. So he started praying to goddess of sleep that leave Vishnu. So he started in his praise. When you want to get something done, then you start praising that, so that it is that being feels, okay, this fellow is praising me so much, let me do what he or she wants to be done. So that is why there is the praising of God. It is, God is worthy of praise because whatever good happens is because of God. So he begins, Tvam swaha, Tvam svadha, Tvam hi Vashvatkara swaratmika Sudha Tvamakshare nitye Tridha matratmika sthita. These words, swaha, swadha and vashat come during the offerings, the oblations in fire and so forth. When these oblations are given, you use these words as a marking of the oblation. You say, Swaha means you pour the oblation in the name of that deity, and then say Swaha. Like when we do the fire, this ceremony for Sri Ramakrishna, then we take the name of Sri Ramakrishna and pour the oblation. That, oh, my Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Sri Ramakrishnaya Swaha. Then whatever some clarified butter or a leaf of bell is offered to Lord, so in the form of fire. So it is offered, and the mantra used for that is Swaha. Then similarly there is one Swadha, and there is the third one Vashat. So it is Brahma is saying, "Oh Goddess, you are all the three. Actually, it is you who are in all these mantras, and then you are in the form of sound, Swaratmika. You are the eternal being, Akshare Nitye, Tridha Matratmika Sthita, that you are that the Om, the three ingredients of Om, the sound Om is composed of the sound that comes from the throat, the first primordial sound, as it were, and then the last one is ma, and then all the processes in between are indicated by oo. So oo, ma, that is om, and then there is a nasal sound that is called. These three are each one unit, as it were, and then they point. The nasal sound is indicated by what is called anuswara, that has the so to say half beat. So ardhamatra, so half beat. So ardhamatra sthita nitya yanucharya visheshatah. It doesn't get fully pronounced, so it is called anucharya. And then he says, you are Deva Janani Para, you are the mother of all these good beings, the Devas, you are their mother. So, by you the world is held together, is protected. Tvayaitat dharyate vishvam, tvayaitat srijyate jagat, tvayaitat palyate devi, tumasyante cha sarvada. That you are the power behind the sustenance of this world, creation of the world, and all this providence, you to provide for this world. You do all this. You are the power behind it. So, although there are the presiding deities for that, like Brahma creates, but the power that Brahma uses to create it is after all you. So, and you take different forms, like the power of electricity. This instrument is doing the job of, carrying my sound further through various processes. But then it is also running on electricity that makes it run. When there is no power, it will not be able to work. So, you are the power in all these processes that go on, like creation, sustenance, support and sustenance. Everything is happening through you. And it is, therefore, we salute you all the time. Namasyante cha sarvada. It is, it all comes to that dissolution also, ante. At the end, it gets all dissolved in you. There is nothing apart from you. You take different forms at the time of this creation. You take one form. For sustenance, you take another form. And then while dissolving the whole universe back into its elements, you take some third form. So it is like that. You take these different kind of instruments to do these three different works. Like when we say want to clean the place, first to remove the dust, you take a broom. And then if you want to clean more free from dust, you take the vacuum cleaner. After broom you may take vacuum cleaner, and after that if you want to do the wiping, you take another instrument for that. So that is how we, oh goddess, you do all these things and they get different names, but you are the doer. You are, next verse says, you are the goddess of knowledge. All knowledge is from you. So you are the abode of all knowledge. So you get called Mahavidya. And then you are the greatest deluder, greatest magician who deludes people. So, like magicians, they use that the power of it is hypnotism or mesmerism. It is to delude people. They are seeing but not seeing, and then magicians does some wonderful tricks which are people feel, oh, how it came, it cannot be, it is all illogical, not possible, but yet you see it in front of you. So that is how you are the magician supreme, because you make everybody get deluded and think this that which is unreal as real. So that is your power. You are the Mahamedha, Mahasmriti, means the highest intelligence, brilliance, and also you are the Smriti, the memory. All highest memory is you. And Mahamoha, you are the deluder. And then Mahadevi, Mahasuri, that, and since you are also the creator of these asuras, the demons, not that only gods, but the demons also are part of your creation. So you are Mahasuri. So that this hymn goes on like that Prakritishtvam hi sarvasya gunatraya vibhavini kalaratrir maharatrir moharatrischa daruna, that you are the primordial cause of everything, bringing into force the three qualities. You are the dark night of periodic dissolution. You are the great night of final dissolution and the terrible night of delusion. There are three types of delusion described, that it is every day we sleep and in the deep sleep world is gone. That is one kind of dissolution. And then, but then I am asleep, so my world is dissolved. But at that time, Eze may be awake, and so Eze's world is still on. His world is not dissolved. So that is one kind of dissolution. Another kind of dissolution is when this universe is dissolved. And then the third, that it is all dissolved permanently in knowledge. So That is the three different levels of dissolution. So, and all the blessed qualities are mentioned here, that Tvam Shri, Tvam Ishwari, Tvam Hri, Tvam Buddhir Bodha Lakshana, Lajja Pushtis Tatha Tushti, Tvam Shantik Shanti Reivacha. You are the goddess of good fortune, the ruler, the modesty, intelligence, characterized by knowledge, bashfulness, nourishment, contentment, tranquility, and forbearance. So, and you are so beautiful, tremendously beautiful. All beauty actually comes by association with God. So it is mentioned here that Saumya Saumyatara Shesha Saumyebhyastvati Sundari Paraparanam Paramam Tvameva Parameshwari. That you are the most beautiful, pleasing, more pleasing than all the pleasing things, and exceedingly beautiful. You are indeed the supreme Ishwari, means supreme ruler, and beyond the high and low. So, how can I praise you? You are beyond these distinctions of low and high, good and bad. All are your children. So, you don't hate anybody, and so it is this. Look at your prowess. Even you made the Vishnu fall asleep. What to speak of ordinary people? Vishnu, who is this Lord of the universe? Vishnu Sharira Grahanam Aham Ishana Evacha Karitaste Yato Tatswam Kastotum Shaktiman Bhavet. That and whatever a thing exists, conscient, real or non-conscient, unreal, whatever power, all that all that anybody possesses is yourself. You, oh, you are the soul of everything. How can I extol you? By you even he who creates, sustains and devours the world is put to sleep. So what is to be said more about you? Even that being is sleeping now because of your power. So, please wake up. Means let Vishnu wake up. You are awake always, but leave Vishnu so that he will wake up and then kill these demons. Prabodham cha jagat swami niyatam achyuto laghu bodhascha kriyatamasya hantumetau mahasurau. That it is, let Vishnu, the master of the world, be quickly awakened from sleep and rouse up his nature to slay these two great demons, asuras. And then the story goes that thus this goddess evam stuta tada devi tamasi tatra vedasa Vishnu prabodhanarthaya nihantum madhukaitavau. That is what happened. The sage said, look, then what happened was the goddess of delusion, extolled thus by Brahma, the creator, in order to awaken Vishnu for the destruction of Madhu and Kaitava, drew herself out from his eyes, mouth, nostrils, arms, heart and breast. and appeared in the sight of Brahma of inscrutable birth. From all different organs, they sleep, withdrew herself, this goddess, because of whose sleep, that influence, Vishnu had fallen asleep. Now that goddess decided to leave Vishnu being prayed by Brahma. Look, because he is sleeping, what is happening? So you leave him so that he will wake up. So it is not told as if, this goddess shook up Vishnu. Hey, get up! Nothing like that. Just withdrew her influence of sleep. So, and from all organs, it is interesting to see that when we are asleep, our arms, they don't have any strength. Our other limbs also don't have any strength. Our brain, as it were, is not capable of thinking. So it is, so all from every organ, the eyes otherwise don't see. In sleep they don't see. So from eyes that goddess withdrew herself, from the thinking withdrew herself. So all these things, she withdrew her influence in all these different parts of Lord, and thus now Lord woke up to this reality. Hey, these demons are here and they are going to, now almost they are going to kill Brahma. They are right there. So the God challenged them, hey, come on, I am here to protect this Brahma. Fight with me if you can. And then the two powerful demons and Lord, they fought for 5,000 years, so to say. In these Puranas, nothing happens in a short time, The wars go on for thousands of years. It is. So after a very fiercely fought war for 5,000 years, these demons, they were pleased with the Lord. Oh, he is fighting with great valor. Wonderful. They thought that this God needs to be praised and given some prize, some reward for this. The valor that he is showing in the battle. So they said to the Lord, okay, we are pleased to see your skills in war. And so, having pleased with you, we are offering you a boon. Choose what you want. And Lord took this great opportunity, the window of opportunity opened. That is a lesson, When there is a window to move ahead, take it. Don't let it pass. So Lord immediately said, yes, I am taking this opportunity. Thank you for offering this. As a boon, I am asking for the death of you too. So, thus they told that, well, kill us where there is no earth, and so forth. So they surrounded themselves with water, and then it is, let our head fall where there is the earth. And then no earth was seen, but Vishnu took them. It is said that it is Bhagwan Shankha Chakra Gadabhrita Kritva Chakrena Vai Chinne Jaghane Shirasi Tayoho, that it is the Sage said, saying so, be it so. Bhagwan Vishnu, the great wielder of conch, discus and mace, took them on his loins and there severed their heads with his discus. Thus, she, the Mahamaya herself, appeared when praised by Brahma. So, this is the first important hymn that comes here. That it is the next hymn comes when these all the demigods who represent the good qualities, they are kind of ethical, although they are selfish. The demigods like Indra and Varuna and such, they are to some extent ethical, but they have lot of desires in them too. So, and therefore they became very upset when they were defeated by the demons who also have desires. So there is fight, when two groups, they are angling for the same, say, booty, then they have the tussle, the war, and these demons won the war. And thus, the two demons that are they mentioned there, that it is this Mahishasura, he has now captured everything. So they went again to Lord Vishnu, all of them, and then said, well, what can be done? And then they all, it's a very interesting thing. I am always very much intrigued by the story of how this goddess got formed. This goddess was none other than the power from all these different gods put together. So they contributed something that was their own power to the good of the totality. When they were holding it to themselves, it was not doing much work. But when all of them pooled their power together, and a big, huge mountain burning, as it were, came up there, very resplendent, and that took the form of this goddess, and then the praise to that goddess started. We will see that next Sunday, and we will try to see the other two very important hymns in this. So, we shall meditate on the goddess, and then if we have some questions, we will discuss these two. Any questions?
There are two questions, Maharaj.
Okay.
First from Charlie. Have you heard of practice of befriending demons and turning them into allies?
Befriending demons. Yeah, yes. That is certainly a practice. That is why this contact with the goddess removes that demon nature, and thus they are very powerful. In Mahabharata, you see, there are some characters who are from that Asura clan, Ghatotkacha, but he became an ally to Pandavas. So he was allied with the virtuous people, Pandavas. So it does happen that they are powerful, but they are full of vices. So there that vice is taken out and then they become, they get turned into allies. Yes.
Second question from Jyoti. Pranam Swamiji. Why didn't Brahma pray to Divine Mother to kill Madhu and Kaitab instead of asking her to leave the Lord's body?
Oh, well, these all descriptions are full of allegories. It otherwise becomes all very plain, bland descriptions. Each has a particular function to fulfill. Like when we become oblivious of our true nature, that is called sleep. In the that Bhagavatam discussion, I was telling that it is all based on the Upanishadic teachings. So this has a reference, this wake up has the reference to Kathopanishad, where that beautiful verse comes, arise, awake, uttishtata jagrata prapya varanni bodhata, wake up. So we have to wake up. This Vishnu is not somewhere there. The Vishnu, that is our nature, that has to be awakened. And therefore, this is, when that falls asleep, then the demons take over. And the way, therefore, is to make them wake up to the truth. And that is how, to illustrate this, has been described like that. It is in the next, prayer, the goddess is requested to kill the demon. So it is at a different level. And this is, sometimes it is described, and that's a very beautiful description, that the demons arise at both the causal level, the subtle level, and the gross level. We are with three bodies: the causal body, the subtle body, and the gross body. So this is to effect that that arousal of the true divine nature in the causal body. This prayer is being given. So it is not for that goddess, you go and kill. No, you are all powerful. Just be awake to your innate power, and thus this Madhu Kaitavha, these attractions, repulsions, they will get killed by invoking your true nature. That is the whole idea in this. So, any other question? Anybody here? Okay, so we shall now see what are the programs during the coming week. It is the classes will go on every Tuesday and Friday as usual, with online attendance as well as in-person attendance under certain limitations, restrictions, and they are all allowed. On Saturday, we will have the worship of Mother Durga, Divine Mother. The registration for it is all full already. In fact, when I announced last Sunday that it is almost full, and that's all, that became full that night. So that is why now it is not available anymore, but everybody can, of course, easily join and see the worship, participate in it online. These are the days If coronavirus has taught us something, one of that thing is that use the online, the virtual attendance. That is, you can be at your home, you don't have to take the trouble of travel and participate in a program right from where you are. So that will be available for all the programs. The next Sunday, the topic is same, part 2, prayers to Mother Durga. So with this, let us have the closing prayer. After that, there will be Arati, and after Arati, there will be recital of this Mahishasura Mardini Stotram. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.
Breaker of all our world
Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all eyes, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all eyes, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. These are all the songs of Vedanta. These are all the songs of Vedanta. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya, Jaya, for your worship divine. Hara, Hara, for your worship divine. Shiva, Shiva, for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed, graciousness sublime, all noble and you give to us, granting us refuge all seeing divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. Oh, Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, oh Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddha Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ Ki Jai.
No, maybe okay. Yeah, should be okay. Yeah. गिरिनन्दिनि नन्दितमेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दनुते गिरिवरविन्द्य शिरोधिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि विष्णुनुते भगवति हे श्रुतिकण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि मोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि किल्बिषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनि रोषिणि दितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वनप्रियवासि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुङ्ग हिमालय शृङ्गनिजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधुकैटभञ्जिनि कैटभञ्जिनि रासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि शतखण्ड विखण्डितरुण्ड विखण्डितरुण्ड गजाधिपते रिपुगजगण्ड विदारण चण्ड पराक्रम शुण्ड मृगाधिपते निज भुज दण्ड निपातित खण्ड विपातित मुण्ड भजाधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय जप्य जय जय शब्द जय स्तुति तत्पर विश्वनुते जन जन झिं झिं झिंकृतनूपुर सिंजित मोहित भूतपते नटित नटार्ध नटी नटनायक नाटित नाट्य सुगानरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि सुमन 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 सुमनोहर कान्तियुते श्रितरजनी रजनी 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 कर वक्त्रवक्त्रकृते सुनयन विभ्रमर भ्रमर 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 भ्रमराधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते करमुरलीरव बीजित पूजित लज्जित कोकिल मञ्जुमते मिलित पुलिन्द मनोहर गुञ्जित रञ्जित शैल निकुञ्जगते निज गुणभूत महाशबरी गण सद्गुण संवृत केलिरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते पदकमलं करुणानिलये वरिवस्यति यो नुदिनं स शिवे अयि कमले कमलानिलये कमलानिलय स कथं न भवेत् तव पदमेव परं पदमेत्यनु श्री नामधने भवती कृपया किमुत क्रियते। जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते। अयि मयि दीनदयालुतया कृपयैव त्वया भवितव्यमुमे। अयि जगतो जननी कृपयासि यथासि तथानुमितासि रते। यदुचितमत्र भवत्युररि कुरुता दुरुतापमपाकुरुते। जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते। 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 जय देवी महिषासुरमर्दिनी की जय।